anyway, I'm so glad that you're here today. Because to organize everyone's schedules has been so crazy. So sorry if I was just a little bit silent, but I really appreciate your time to talk, you know, taking out the time to talk to us. And I just want to firstly say that you ladies look beautiful in your natural, you know, style. So we're going to go around and maybe you want to introduce yourself to us. But before we start, just to let you know, or just to revise and remind everyone that today's topic is natural hair in the beauty industry. And we're talking about professional hair salons, as well as women who are working in the beauty industry, such as production, etc., etc. And that's why I've actually brought you all here together. But you're going to give us maybe, I don't know, 3 minutes or even 2 minutes. Sorry, that's super long. A 1 minute kind of breakdown of who you are and what you're currently doing in the natural hair space or in the hair space, beauty space. Let's start with the ladies on this side.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, awesome. Eden, thank you so much for allowing us to be part of this platform. It's really such an honor and a privilege. So my name is Khanyi, and Les will introduce herself, but we are basically part of the Transitioning Hair Salon, and we are based out in Johannesburg. I particularly don't like to call myself an influencer. I just like to inspire others. You know, so be it hair or fashion. So that's basically my go-to and my niche, basically. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, I'm Lesley. Me and Khanyi's sisters. So we started the R&J Transitioning Hair in 2017. Yeah, it's been amazing. Just so we have a safe space for naturals to come, but I need to make a disclaimer that our salon is not only for naturals.
Yeah.
So we encourage all women of all walks of life, whatever their preference is on doing hair. So yeah, it's not only for the naturals.
Awesome.
So just to touch on that, Les and I both have full-time jobs. And we run the salon on the side, so we try to jack of all trades at the moment, you know. But that's just basically who we are.
Yeah. Awesome. Khanyi, you next.
Oh, okay. Hi guys. My name is Khanyi Mpambani. For me, natural hair is just a part of the thing that I like to share. I like to educate friends because I just grew up with friends just wanting to know what to do. They kind of got stuck. So I just took that whole thing and I used it, you know, to share and online, face-to-face and things like that. So that's where I fit in the whole hair space. I follow a lot of hair care brands, natural hair care brands, you know, of anything and everything that is focused on, you know, growing that space. So yeah, that's what I do. Also have a full-time job, and yeah, it's so lovely to see you ladies in this space, because I haven't actually seen the ladies who spoke just now. I haven't seen their brand. This is also a lovely way to connect, and I really appreciate well that, you know, you brought us together and we're having this chat.
Yeah, I think that's actually, thank you so much for touching on that. That's actually part of the reason why we wanted to do this, because we felt that not many women actually knew of salons, or at least professional salons in this space. And while you ladies do cater to all hair types and to women on different hair journeys, we found that if people want to cater to their natural hair, they have no idea where to go, and they don't know many people with professional expertise. But before we get on to that, Justine, can you introduce yourself to us?
Hi, I'm Justine Alexander. I'm a session stylist. So I work on set and production, and yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, I feel like you have more to your story, and we're going to start there. Part of our discussion is talking about how beauty schools, and maybe you ladies can talk about training, whether you were professionally trained or not, whether the school, if you did go to school, catered to natural hair and just your type of hair for women of your color, etc. So Justine, I know you studied at Tresemme.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I studied at College of Cape Town.
Oh, yeah.
I studied at College of Cape Town. So one thing, obviously, you study the basis of hair, the science of hair, how hair works and behaves, and what amino acids it needs, and the pH balance, and all of those beautiful things. But in school, though, when it came to like more of like Afrocentric hair, if you would say, they would only have like workshops. So wouldn't really be part of the syllabus throughout like of the year, whatever. So they would maybe just have like a workshop, and then they'll probably bring somebody that has a certain expertise to kind of like educate you on this and that. But it wasn't as broad as what we see on vlogs and on people's YouTube channels and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
When it came to college, when I was there, it wasn't as what's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't as like intricate in information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
most of the things I learned was through blog posts and so on and so forth.
So I think I know for you, especially in Cape Town. Now I know all of us ladies are.
Is everyone there?
Yeah. Did someone pause? Okay. I know in Cape Town that there aren't many hairstylists that can do, or at least hairstylists of color, and so Justine gets called into a lot of the shoots to cater for women of color. Please, can you tell us a little bit more of that experience? But if Justine is paused, we actually will maybe go to Khanyi. So Khanyi, can you tell us a little bit more about your professional background with hair, if there is a professional background, and where you kind of learned about natural hair and looking after it, etc.
So for me, I think one of the most important things about hair is it's a personal thing, right? You kind of have to learn exactly what's going on there, and you figure it out, and it takes years, right? It takes multiple consultations with a professional. But I mean, because we lacked that, you know, we lacked those people, we had to kind of learn on our own. So I've been natural, or rather I went back to natural for at least, I think, 18 years now.
Wow.
So I've got that say, because I've always been in love with my hair. But there was a point, you know, where my mom was like, why are we doing this? Why are we hurting ourselves? You know, we can do so much. The hair is so beautiful and malleable. And that's where I started learning how I started sharing a part of my journey, or rather my journey with my people. And at that time, I mean, it wasn't a thing. You know, everyone was like, why are you not relaxed? You know, what's going on? You not have money, or are you happening? And I'm like, if you knew how expensive natural hair can be.
Exactly.
So for me, that's the experience. And then when I started doing a little bit of modeling here and there, it was very tough as well to get someone who understands what to do with the hair. I mean, I want to try to blow dry my hair straight off from washing. So just washing and then kind of blow dry. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, you know, there's a process here that we need to follow. Essentially, what would happen is you'd have to come ready. You know, you'd have to, if even natural hair was required, because most of the time it's like, just put a weave on and then that's it. You know, just put braids and we can handle that, because they don't know what to do. Because we didn't have Justines at the time. So, I mean, it's important to have you guys, and it's also important for us to share amongst each other. Because, I mean, the other side of the coin has been shared so often. And that's how people got to. So now we kind of have to learn, you know, and definitely sharing.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. I love your experience, and yes, that's been natural for a very long time when it wasn't popular. And I know for myself, I mean, I've been natural, or at least back to natural, for about 12 years. And again, that was also at a time when it wasn't very popular. But we're not gonna dwell on that. I think we're gonna move on to transitioning hair salon. You ladies said that you started in 2017. What was the motivation for you starting your hair salon, and how did you come about your professional knowledge, etc., etc.?
So I'll start. I had also a personal wake up, or an epiphany, with just returning natural, having my hair relaxed for all my life. I just had this turning moment to say, this cannot happen until the day I die. Like, I was just so tired of it. And I think it was in 2013 when I made that deciding factor. And there was no products, there was nobody to support the whole movement, but it was a personal thing. So it wasn't socially acceptable, especially in the family, in the community that we were raised in. It was very challenging, because straight hair made you beautiful, it made you clever, it made you everything that curly hair wasn't. But I just felt like, why be stuck in that box, And so me and Kali, we actually started with some connecting with a lot of groups. The groups were very small back then, like in 2015, 2016, Design Essentials came over with the ambassadors. We actually hosted a Curly Girls Gone Wild was the event that hosted in 2016, and it was such a perfect moment for us to get more ladies to be educated about and embracing the natural hair, and that's when the whole idea came in, with us opening up a salon where the brand started coming in, the products started coming in, but there was no service that was provided for our natural ladies.
Yeah, I can totally echo those words. It's been an amazing journey, very challenging, I must say, because some days you want to just relax, and then other days we just want to embrace it and enjoy it. With the salon, with Les and I, to be honest with you, we don't have any. We didn't go to school for what we are doing at the moment, so it's literally just what we know, because our ritual, growing up in our home, Sundays was hair day, so it's roller setting, it's the washing, it's the old tea, it's your cutting, so that was basically instilled in us, and we basically just doing what we know, and it's more so to help ladies when they come in there. It's not just about the money. We started off, we just wanted to give back what we knew. There's still a lot that we actually need to learn about the industry, which we are willing to take ourselves through that and to grow. But in terms of just coming, just chatting, just, what do you do? And we take them through the steps of, if you're at home, what are you going to do? Because those ladies cannot come to the salon every single week. So what are you doing to take care of your hair at home? And we are very open to message us, we'll chat to you offline, whatever you need, we are available, what products you need, what routine is best suited for you. So we are there just to help, like a sister would, so that's basically our motto, and our motto is healthy hair. So like I said in the beginning, it's not about natural hair, it's about having a healthy hair, because if we don't want to turn somebody away because they've had color in their hair, or because they've relaxed. Yes, we'll convert them, and which we have a number of hairs. But it's just about healthy hair and making them feel comfortable, because we know that hair makes people feel good. So we just want to make the ladies feel good about themselves.
But also, we are not professional stylists, so we don't actually
we don't do the hair.
We don't do the hair. We have a team.
You do?
Professional
We do.
No, we I just feel like, professional stylists are very gifted. You can't just wake up one day and say, I want to be a hairdresser. We tried it for 2 days. It doesn't work. So our ladies that is at the salon, they are gifted in cutting. They are gifted in all the services that they provide. So we manage the place, but we're not the stylists. No.
Yeah. I love this even more. And I love what you said about having your good hair makes you feel good. Like my mama, when I was growing up, she always used to say, I'm feeling sick, I'm lying on the bed. She always used to say to me, just get up, do your hair, bath, you'll feel good about yourself. And before I was natural, doing my hair meant, I don't know, blow drying, etc. I got relaxed hair it wasn't my choice. My aunts relaxed my hair, and that was that. And afterwards, once I became natural, it was actually hard because it was like, oh, now I need to do my hair is bushy, I don't feel good about myself, etc. And I love here that we have this wide range of women, so women who have grown up and just learned about their natural hair and wanted to share, professional stylists, and then people who saw the gap and brought the stylist to the people, I think that's very important. Let's just talk a little bit more about professional hair care and styling on set. So Justine, I think earlier on we lost you a bit, but please tell your experience. Just before lockdown, you were super busy because there's only one of you.
And that's the thing. Like, I really wanna. I'm really just asking for like the proper people for me to train, and I think I'm just kind of finding out like my own niche so that I can kind of train other stylists as well in like my sphere of like production. Because I feel like there's a big gap in Cape Town. And I think I just need to like put myself out there and get to meet other people as well. So, who's willing to,
let's just talk about production. What does that mean? So I know Khanyi spoke about modeling, etc. She spoke about going onto set. So when you get on set, what type of sets do you cater to, or what type of sets are you on?
So I'm mostly on like stills and videos. I have done commercials, but I only have done 2. So I'm mainly on like videos, music videos, and stills.
Okay.
Yes.
And then in terms of being booked, are you booked by mainly South African clients or international clients? How does that look?
Okay, so I do have like 3 international clients. And then most of my other clients are like Cape Town based and like through agencies. And like most of the work that I've done was through word of mouth. So that's really cool.
So when you get on set, can you tell us or take us through the process of how having someone on set who understands your hair makes you feel? I know,
honest,
carry on, sorry.
Yeah, honestly, like for instance, I always check the call sheet because the call sheet maybe gets sent to me like 3 days before, and then I check who the models are, and then I check their Instagrams to check what type of hair they have, so that I'm well prepared and equipped to do it, whatever. So what I do is, if the client has like a 4C texture, because one thing also, what I'm also trying to do is educate the production companies when it comes to like the time that I need to have, because they obviously book a model and then they don't know what it requires to kind of get the look that they're looking for, and then they think this happens in like 20 minutes, and I'm like, no, I still need to kind of look after this hair. I can't just tug it around, you know what I'm saying? And I have to kind of be mindful of combing and so on and so forth, with finger detangling. I don't like to use combs when it comes to like curly texture sometimes, especially when it's like a beautiful 4C, I'll only do that later on. So the thing is, it's like I'm still at this process where I am educating production companies on my time sets. So sometimes what I do is, if I'm maybe familiar with the model that I have worked before, I maybe send them a message to be like, hi, I'm going to be working with you. And then they ecstatic because they will know like exactly like I'm going to look after their hair. And then maybe I just give them tips on how to prep it so that we can kind of prepare the hairstyle on set day. Because they normally give me like 20 minutes to do whatever hairstyle. So it's really, for me, I'm at this point where I need to educate the production companies on how certain things work.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
And
yes,
I
definitely.
think it's also interesting because
yes.
of how a lot of systems are set up not to cater to our hair, etc., etc.
Yes, exactly. And it's like
timesheets.
Yes.
So, can you speak more about just how you educate women through your platform, and what are some of the types of things that women come forward to you with in terms of natural hair care? What do they battle with, and what are some of the topics that you found kind of you've needed to speak about?
Is this not for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, I mean, literally with hair, it's literally everything from how to wash it to, like what products do you use? Then people start kind of getting confused and obsessed with the types that confuse them even more, you know, and I'm always just like, learn your hair first, try different things and just see how it reacts to attention, because that's very important. Another way that I kind of got into people's mind spaces is that because I'm an entrepreneurial spirit type of person, I'll always be doing something on the side outside of my main job. So I did do like hairstyles as well, and styling as well. But I mean, untrained or self-trained rather. My focus has always been natural kind of looking styles. So I'll do your fox, I'll do your crochet, extend, you know, things like that. And I'll also educate them on how they can do it. Obviously as well, I'm one person, so I literally, and it takes so long as well sometimes because I'm not practicing as often. So I kind of put it back into their hands. So things first was face-to-face contact, was listen, okay, your hair is at a bad space right now, but we can fix this. You don't have to stress. I cut it now, I want to relax, I can't do this anymore. Be patient.
Yeah, definitely.
Moisture is your
definitely.
And just going through the motions. And so how to wash it, vigorous. I went to the salon very recently for the first time, I think like 6 years. I'm not sure, because I always I was feeling very lazy. I was just like, you know, take care of me, wash my, style me, maybe I'll do facial as well or whatever. But I was so traumatized. I got there, and the way my hair was washed was very vigorous. It was, and that causes my hair to tangle up like this. I had dreadlocks at the end of that wash.
Yeah, definitely.
Quickly. And so in between, do I now try and educate the hairstylist, or do I want you to bend it? And she's also combing my hair. But it's literally falling now because the knots are, it was a mess. It was really a mess.
Wow.
Fingers are your friends with 4C hair, like honestly.
It's horrible. It's really horrible. And I mean, I'm even interested in Justine's space because I see, and like she said also, we are one people, one person. He's one person and one. There's no way we can be there for all our followers and friends and family members. So we use Instagram, but sometimes they want personal. They want you to show them
tangible.
Out. How do you want to smile? They want to do all these things. So it's literally everything and anything about the hair, how to style it, how to do wash and go doesn't always work for everyone.
I love that because that's also essentially what transitioning hair salon is wanting to do. You're wanting to empower women to look after their hair and feel confident in their hair and skin at home, outside of your hair salon. I hope I'm right. That's what I got from what she was saying.
Yeah.
And I know for myself, like growing up, there weren't any resources for people to look after my hair. My mother has very straight hair, so she didn't know how to deal with my hair. My dad taught me how to do my hair. And it was trial and error. He taught me how to plait my hair and all of that, because he sat with me with Barbies, and we sat like learning how to plait, and then I had to like practice on myself because there was no one else to do my hair. I went to school many days like crying, etc., because a lot of the knowledge, especially from the older generation, hair, etc., it was so different for them, and so instilled in them that straighter hair, etc., is better. And so now women are coming out of that and have no idea how to actually look after their hair. And for some of us, the journey started a long time ago, and obviously there are a lot of people who are starting their journey now. What are some of the things, if someone comes to you, you ladies at the Transitioning Hair Salon, what are some of the things that you kind of take them through? They say, hey, we need to learn. We're starting almost from the beginning. I'm an adult, but I've never learned how to kind of do my hair at home. What are some of the steps that you take them through?
You want to go? So I just want to commend Khanyi and Justine. I think you are doing really an amazing job, because there's a huge gap in the training and facilitating of hair, because Afro stylist was forced to only know small part of how to do Afro hair, and that was only one part, is to relax the hair. So there's never been like a lot of education around how to treat this new natural hair. But I think we are really moving progressively fast in the right direction. You know, people are taking better care of their hair. They're not only just rushing to the salon, getting their hair burnt to smithereens, and then going home with no hair. So I must say, like, you know, just continue what you're doing. It's amazing, and it you know, it's for the next generation. Our generation is learning, but the next generation is going to be full on trained on how to have a good hair regime, and that's the most important part, is to have a hair regime.
Definitely.
So yeah, I completely agree. Just regarding the question, Eden, what we would have, we actually had a lady, elderly lady, came in, and she, you know, actually we have many, but this particular lady, so what we would take them through is basically figuring out what it is that they actually want. How do they feel? Because you must remember, going natural is not about what looks good on the outside. I can chop your hair off and you wouldn't feel so good. So we need to take first through on a journey of how do you feel on the inside. Are you ready? Some would obviously want to do a big chop, which are more comfortable, and they're okay. Others not so, of which we will then determine whether to either cut the hair gradually and then show them how to revert the hair, you know, back into that transitioning state. So what products to use, what routine to go by, you know, a weekly routine. So there's different methods that one would go through. Like I said to you, with a big chop, it's very difficult, and we've had many clients come in say, you know, I want to cut my hair, and we have to actually even talk them out of it, because because at the end of the day, they might walk out of there and never return and be mad. And hair is something it will grow, but it's not going to grow in that instant. It's going to take a very long time. So we have to be very careful with dealing with ladies and their hair. So it works for everybody. The most important thing is that we get them on the right products, that we get them on a perfect routine for them, because obviously everybody's weekly schedules are different. Some gyms, some have full-time jobs, some are moms. So we have to work according to, or they have to work according to how it would fit into their schedule. Because dealing with hair in the week is a lot of work. I've been back into corporate, and I'm telling you, I thought I could manage, but I couldn't. So I was literally tying up my hair every single day. But at the salon, I wanted the ladies not to tie up their hair. So it was very difficult to basically to move back in, you know. But eventually you embrace it, and people at the office would, you know, that would be okay as long as you're okay with who you are. It's very important to be confident in who you are and to rock your hair, you know. So that's it. And I just want to quickly add on what Khanyi said earlier on. You know, people are so fussed with the type, the AC3, what I see, I don't even know the difference. And that's not where your biggest focus should be. It's about the porosity, how your hair absorbs products, and what your hair loves and what your hair rejects. Some people love color, well, I don't. And everybody's journey is totally personal.
Definitely.
Definitely. It's personal. Those things you only kind of learn over time. I realized my hair just sucks in product, very dry. I have to put a lot of product, a lot of oils. 1 week on, 1 week off, you know, that I'm tapping and oiling, etc., etc. And I guess for all of us, I love, Lesley, like you, when you were just applauding women earlier, you spoke about how we were really just marginalized in terms of hair education and just pushed into one type of hair care expertise. How do you, ladies, I mean, how does this change in terms, because right now most of the stylists, while even if they are trained professionally, they aren't trained in natural hair, and while there are many other resources that are being made available to women, a large amount of the professional hair care community is self-trained, or they know by experience. So how do we foresee this changing? Do you know of any programs that are happening at the moment around you that educate women on their hair? Is this something that you've maybe thought about? I know, Justine, you want to train up people. And ladies at the top transitioning hair, you guys have hair stylists. Were those stylists trained in natural hair care, or were they always working in their communities? And so, you know, and how do we go about training people in the future? I know, Khanyi, you also are an influencer, and you are working and educating women in this space as well. Obviously, people, when they're learning from you, they're now empowered to teach other people. But let's maybe speak about how we foresee this changing in the future. We'll start with transitioning. Yes, ma'am.
So when we got our first stylist in, thank God she's still with us. She was totally not, she didn't know anything about the natural hair. And we're like, look, this is what our clients want. She's like, are they gonna, do they want a wet look thing? Because how are they going to go out to the salon with a wet look? And that was obviously the terminology we used way back in the day. You know, so it was really, really frowned upon, and she just embraced it, and she jumped into the bandwagon. And I tell you, today, if you interview her, she will tell you straight she doesn't like working with relaxed hair, because natural hair is just so much stronger. It's just so much healthier. The treatments that you can put into the hair to make the hair soft and manageable. She says, like, working with relaxed hair now feels like straw. Like she can't believe she's worked so long with such damaged hair. You know, always just making sure that the hair looks good for that day that they at the salon. And then after that, the hair breaks, the clients come back. It's like a never ending struggle.
And are there women that you guys are training? How does that process work in terms of getting new women in, or at least getting new stylists, because the stylist could be a man or woman, etc., etc. New stylists into your salon. Do you find that you battle to find people who can work with natural hair? If they come in, they're great stylists, but they don't know anything. How do you train them or go about facilitating that training?
Look, as mentioned, we obviously just training them on what we basically know.
Yeah.
It would be so awesome to have somebody give us a full-on training, you know, because a professional training, just in terms of, you know, with the cutting, because you get the diva cuts, and then you get, you know, so there's still a lot more that we need.
The shapes.
However, we just giving them, like I mentioned, basically what we know.
Yeah.
You know, so that's basically just the bottom range, or what can I say?
But I must say, you know, naturals don't like coming to the salon. So predominant of our clients are your wash and blow clients. It's blow dry and color styling. I mean, we really cater for people that is not interested in having their hair only curly.
Yes.
You know. So in that sense, she's excellent in that. But when our naturals comes in and requests a bun to knot, that's all part of styling, which she's able to do. I mean, she could do chemical perms. So for her to do dry perm, we don't do any chemical perms at the salon, just because it's too risky. But if she has to do a dry perm, she knows exactly what to do. So the styling of the natural hair is very, very good in terms of her experience that she's had.
Yeah. You touched on the fact that naturals don't like to go into the salon, and Khanyi just spoke about that earlier. They haven't been into the salon for 6 years.
Oh my gosh, no.
I think it was last year that I started seeing and following people overseas doing diva cuts, and I was like, when will this come to South Africa? I think there's been a few hairstylists that I want to book them, but you know, who actually can cut natural hair. Otherwise, I've cut my own hair and gone to friends and family who cut my hair for me. Can you tell us more about how how do we maybe improve on the knowledge of natural hair within the space? Is there anything that you're doing other than just your platform? Do you have any ideas? How can we get better at this?
Okay, so I think that if we continue on this trajectory of English, okay, so I think that we need to get into a space where we're doing more than just marketing products when we're doing these hair shows. Because at the moment, hair shows happen, right? But they only happen once a year for a specific brand or like quarterly. But we need more. We've got more women to reach. So we need more people who don't even have products but have the knowledge come together, and it should be like a regular kind of course type of, you know, but like an open and very honest and regular thing that needs to happen. You know, people like Justine need to be there who aren't necessarily about Justine's curly cream, but speaking about how deal with the hair, because at the moment it's marketing, which is great, but we just we're doing this much and not enough. So we need to do more of that. A lot of us need to come together. For example, I don't necessarily have the luxury of time because my work is so demanding, but I've got so much to do. So if I can come together with like-minded people who have the time, and we can come together creatively, and come together financially as well, just to give this information out there in a different way. Not everyone is on YouTube. I mean, not everyone learns that way. They want, like I said, they want to contact, they want to smell, they want to see, you know, they want to see the change here in front of them in terms of how the hair responds to the product. So yeah, I think we just need to have more of these conversations and figure out what type of people we need to be working with in business to make this a thing, you know, to improve.
Justine, we're going on to you next, but I also just wanted to jump in and say that actually my natural is working on a very exciting course for natural hair, almost like a natural hair school. So I'm so excited about that. And I love that you're speaking about this, because I think, and I love that you spoke, Khanyi, about just moving beyond marketing just the products, because I think we went from a time or at least a natural hair space where at least there was a protest and people realizing that natural hair is important and that we need to be able to wear our hair wherever, whether it be in school or in corporate. And then suddenly we were marketed a whole new range of products across the board. And now we need to progress to education. And I love that you spoke about that. Thank you so much for touching on it. Justine, we've spoken a lot about you bringing up people with you or behind you in the production space and learning how to learning how to do hair. But I know it's always very key, or at least it hinges on someone giving you that opportunity, and you were given an opportunity by someone very early on in your career to start doing this. How do you foresee yourself giving someone else that opportunity?
Oh wow. Honestly, I don't know. It's exciting, but I also understand the responsibility that I have, because it's like I want to train somebody, but I want to also make them like be a full individual of who they are, and just kind of like fine tune what they already have, and also just so that they can be their own person in the industry. I think that's also very important. I also want to be very mindful of that. So the thing is, like, I was going to do my trade test this year, but I'm obviously going to do it next year. And then once I go back to college, then I'll just try to find some people at the colleges that I can train.
To interview. Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm not in. Yeah, Carol.
Sorry, I just want to ask a question. Yes. Justine, which college would you go to?
One thing is I'll definitely go back to the college that I studied at College of Cape Town, because one thing about College of Cape Town is they really support their students in whatever they were doing. And I remember there was a time when I was still second year and I was part of the GHD Style Squad, which like gave me training in the industry of like fashion and stills and photography and all of that. And like there were days where obviously I had to miss out on college, but they allowed me to do those things so that I can progress in the field that I'm in. And I feel like I had a really good relationship with my lecturers. And if I just have a conversation with them about what we actually talking about to do, to kind of maybe implement more of like natural hairstyling as a bigger prospectus in the curriculum will be a good conversation to have. And I think they're very open to that.
Yeah, that's exciting.
A way forward, we'll see.
I hope that there's places like that in Johannesburg, Pretoria, etc. Yeah.
I know there's Royal. Sorry, I know there's Royal. It's a Royal Hair Academy that does natural hair. So I just need to do a little bit more research. And Design Essentials has their own institute here as well that Shaka facilitates. But no, there's not many.
I wanted to say to you ladies, like for myself, I'm not specifically in the natural hair space, but I know, for example, in business, I've had to be very mindful about how do I make way for the next generation, or at least open doors for people who look like me. Because really, this is why we're given the positions, or this is why we're doing what we're doing. We're here not only to educate, but also have the responsibility to open doors and empower people who look like us, who didn't have opportunity. And I guess this is what that last question was about. But in terms of like solid strategies and moving forward, how do you see you as, your brand doing something? Justine, you said going back to school and finding people who are there. What can you do? Transitioning hair salon, how can you empower more women to kind of walk in natural hair care, knowledge, etc., etc.? Let's start with Khanyi.
Okay, so one thing that's always been in my mind is starting young, right? So with schooling and how school treats hair, it's still a bit, it's not there yet at all. I mean, I didn't have problems at school with my hair, they just accepted it. I mean, at one point someone, I think it was our deputy principal in high school, was like, "Can you see? Het jy hierdie oggend jou vinger in die plek in die plek ingesit?" Because I had, you know, like this thing that I had. Luckily, I mean, I wasn't offended. But maybe someone could have been, but school just didn't understand what was going on with my hair. So I think if we start there, so this is now if I start there, just to find out what are the rules about hair, afros, and all of these things in the schools, because I've been getting some disturbing information about certain schools who are still hardcore policing afros and all of these hairstyles in schools. So that change first for young females to feel comfortable with who they are and how they feel, that first stage. So I need to find out how I can make that a possibility, because once they come out of school, then they're already, you know, comfortable, then they kind of trying to figure out what they want to do. And I think if not there, it can spread like wildfire in terms of being positive, feeling really great about yourself in your skin and your hair the way it is. And then any other choice can just be a personal thing. I think that's my challenge that I'm going to challenge myself. Yeah.
That's awesome, actually. Yeah. Transitioning. Okay, no.
Sorry, guys. You know, Khanyi, I definitely think that's the way to go. We just have to be who we are. You know, everybody is so acceptable of whoever stands out. So I just feel like if you want to rock your fro in a meeting, do it if you feel comfortable. And let us open up the mindsets of people. And like, offense is just somebody that takes it. If you don't feel offended, like, who cares? You know, I feel that being in this space is a very liberating thing, and it's more than just hair. It's about our we have a space now. We have a space to be authentically us with every soul and being, and just like, you know, to have our crowns out there and just be like, who cares? I will rock my afro, you know. Yeah. I completely agree. And with you, Khanyi, with regarding the next generation, Les and I have been, you know, we don't want to say much about, you know, going forward, but I think the young girls are, you know, everybody has their thing of who they want to really target, but the young girls, that is our next generation. And we've had many girls come in and they don't feel good about themselves, you know, especially in school, because they get targeted. I don't have good hair, I don't have that. And that's where we really want to just target and have these little boot camps for the girls, actually train them how to do their own hair, because we have moms and dads, you know, that obviously don't. There's a lot of mixed race, so they're not able to do their hair like with Eden. So we just want to actually help them to do their own hair, you know, so that they don't become frustrated, they don't you know, revert back to relaxing or to cutting, and, you know, so that they can work together and be able to manage their own hair.
Yeah, I love that you brought that up. And I think for me, for some reason, I hadn't actually thought in that direction. And I love that. Like, actually, if we had seen this being normalized when we were kids, then maybe we would have developed a love for it after school. And so there's a lack of people doing this in the industry because there's kind of no passion for it, because it wasn't instilled in them, at least when they were kids. So I think that's where we're heading. That's the direction. And I'm actually excited to have spoken to you ladies, because I think you were doing amazing things within your respective spaces and spheres. Thank you so much for your time. and your contribution. We are going to end today's session, but before we end, maybe just one tidbit, one sentence that you, one sentence of advice that you want to give to someone wanting to enter into the hair industry, something you wish someone would have told you before you started on your journey. Let's start with Khanyi.
Well, in the hair space, I think I just wish someone told me that, I don't know, like routine is personal.
Yeah.
Find your routine, do that multiple times to see how your hair reacts, and take it from there. You like, because even going back, it's like, oh, one sentence.
I know.
Yeah, it is quite. I'm trying to think now.
Because even going back to the whole like 4C or whatever thing, there's different types within that as well. My sister has 4C. He has 4C. It's completely different. It reacts completely. A very close friend of the three of us have completely different hair. So routine and your hair is personal.
Awesome.
And don't be upset if it doesn't work out first.
Ladies, from transitioning hair salon, one sentence before you started your journey. What do you wish someone would have told you?
Can I go, Liz? So can we both have our own sentence?
Yeah, no.
Liz has enough to say, so you have to be separate.
Yeah, no, Liz is the talker. So I would say that you are beautiful regardless of your hair type and texture. I think we don't get that told often enough because we always want to seek, affirmation from people around us just to say that we are beautiful. But you are beautiful whether you have 4C, whether you have 3A, whether you have whatever kind of hair you have, you are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Profound.
Yeah.
Are you gonna? I thought.
Yeah,
Liz is gonna go.
You
Okay.
can I go?
Yeah, I was like,
we don't want to end. I just want to say, I really want to say something.
Okay.
It's personal. It's really it's personal. It's you love you.
Yeah. I love that.
And there's a lot of freedom to just play and discover, and like be willing to discover like each part of how your hair reacts to each routine products, and just like, and also allow yourself some grace. Because you obviously see, I always had like a hair crush that I used to like watch their videos and all of that or whatever. But it's like, allow yourself some grace to be like, okay, within time you'll get there, or like you'll discover your own thing. So I just like allow yourself some grace in this journey. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. I took so much from each and every one of you. We're gonna close off today, and you're gonna say, "Hi, my name is," whatever your name is, and and you are watching or you are listening to The Root. Okay, so we'll start with you, Justine. Hi, my name is.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Justine. Do I do my surname?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Hi, my name is Justine Alexander, and you're listening to The Root.
Awesome. Khanyi.
Hi, my name is Khanyi Mpambani, and you are listening to The Root.
Awesome. Carly and Les.
Hi, my name is Carly Robin, and you are listening to The Root. Hi, my name is Lesley Green, and you're listening to The Root.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. Can I take a screenshot quickly?
Okay.
Are you ready? Okay.
Yay.
I don't
know. Last minute.
Okay. Yeah, we have to just.
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's done and done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.